welcome to the late night show of Carranzas. Mr. Jefferson, Mr. Burr, Mr. Adams, and Mr. Marbury. Today I'll be asking questions regarding the start of Jefferson's presidency. So Mr. Jefferson, this question has been asked by many viewers. Why did you go to your inauguration and never did close and now formal close?
Well, Mr. Cardoza, I just didn't want to be viewed as a king or as an elite. I wanted the people to know I was on their side, like I was one of them.
Oh, this reminds me. Mr. Adams, why weren't you at the inauguration of Mr. Jefferson?
I was going through a rough patch because I wasn't elected and I didn't want to see my opponent become president.
Well, in my view, that was a sign of disrespect, and you could have at least showed up.
Okay, let's talk about the letter she sent.
That was the way that we campaigned for our election, and it definitely helped me win the election.
All right, so now let's focus on the election deadlock. Mr. Jefferson, how did it feel to win the election?
It was a hard-fought battle, and it was a tight race, but I was glad that I won.
Right, thank you, Mr. Jefferson. So, Mr. Burr, Jefferson, the only reason you showed up to the inauguration was never did close because you can't afford big close.
At least people don't think I'm a monarch, Mr. Burr.
At least I'm not viewed as being Congress. Okay, that's enough. Stop. Okay, now we're going to play a non-totally rip-off version of Family Feud. So the rules are that the first person to hit the bug after completely being asked the question is allowed to answer the question once. You cannot interrupt the person who is talking, and your hands must be behind your back when being asked the question. So Mr. Jefferson and Mr. Burr, please step up to the buzzers and get ready. Okay, so the first question is, why did Jefferson favor expanding westward? Because he wanted to.
Well, you see, this is why you weren't president. The real answer was because as long as people owned land, they would want to preserve the nation.
Correct. Okay, next question. Why did Jefferson want to reduce the size of the military? Right, Marbury? Okay. Marbury?
Because he didn't trust standing armies and he thought it should be kept small.
Correct. Next question. Burr and Adams. Who are the members of Jefferson's cabinet and what department do they belong to?
James Madison for War Department and Albert Gallatin for State Department.
Wrong. James Madison for Department of State and Albert Gallatin for the Secretary of Treasury. Okay, correct. Marbury and Burr. So the question is, Jefferson and Gallatin aimed to reduce the national debt. That who left?
The Republicans.
No. Burr? Federalists did. Right, correct. Jefferson and Adams were left. What were the custom duties?
They were taxes on stuff.
Okay. Adams, what were the taxes on?
Foreign imported goods and from the sale of Western land.
Yes, now it's time to move on. Let's just say nobody won. Okay, so Mr. Jefferson and Mr. Adams, let's talk about the Judiciary Act. So Adams, why did you appoint judiciary officials right before you left office?
I did it so that the Federalists would be in control of the courts.
Yeah, but I still stopped some of the commissions after the midnight, from the midnight judges, so it could still be a democracy.
Okay, so Adams, what's the Judiciary Act of 1801?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
The Judiciary Act is an act that set up regional courts with 16 judges that help solve the judiciary problem.
Really funny, huh? So, Mr. Adams, who was your Chief Justice?
I chose John Marshall because he was my Secretary of State, so I trusted him.
Marbury, why did you take your case straight to the Supreme Court?
I took the case straight to the Supreme Court to force the delivery out of commission.
Marshall, what was one of your 3 principles of judicial review?
One of the principles is that the Constitution was and still is the supreme law of the land.
Marshal, you realize that you extended the power of the courts.
Yes, I realize that, and I realized that I extended the power of the courts, but it was the right move in my mind.
Thank you. So, this is live from Mexico City, and it is Angel Carranza signing out.